So this is our April stitch. I've just started early here just to get all the numbers and see what's kind of going on. So the reason I asked you to make sure that everything was kind of divisible by 4 is because the way we're going to work this stitch is you're going to have 3 stitches, 1 chain. So we're working in multiples of 4. But before we kind of start looking at what this stitch actually is, this is our first kind of numbers task. So I'm going to take you back and show you how to get started on this stitch and how to make it work for you. Hello my dears, I'm so excited to show you how to start making our April stitch. So I showed you what the finished stitch will look like in a row, and I've just taken it all out, hence the curly ends here. But slight adjustment. So you've come to the end of your last April row. From here we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to turn your work. Okay. So part of getting started here is that we are going to count. We're going to start counting in our 4s. Okay, so the way that that's going to work is that you've got your 3 here, 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to count to 4 for your first kind of little set multiples of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be where I'm going to go into my chains. So I'm going to yarn over. So 1, 2, 3, going in here, 4. I'm going to do normal, so same double crochet or triple crochet as we've been doing before. I don't want to give you a different actual stitch to learn, just different pattern. So then, rather than going on to the next hole stitch, you're going to go into that same hole again to do your second stitch. And then you're going to yarn over and then do that one more time into the same hole. Da-da, and da-da. Hold on, let's just get this stuff sorted a bit. Ooh. And there is your first kind of little shelly, I think it looks like a shell, or it's kind of called a granny stitch. And you see this a lot in granny squares, or if you're like crocheting in the round. But we're going to do it straight. And then from there, all you're going to do, chain 1 and repeat, just a rinse and repeat pattern. So then you're going to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go in that 4th stitch. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going back to taking that whole stitch again, rather than just the back loop. So making sure that you take the whole stitch and then da, 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 and 3. And then you're going to chain 1 and rinse and repeat and keep going all the way to the end. And then when I get to the end, I'm going to show you how to do your second row. Change your to turn. So now all you're going to do is create 2 double crochets in here because your turning chain counts as your first one. So, oh my goodness. So your 2, okay, so then you're starting your next row. Your turning chains count as your first stitch, so you're going to yarn over, pop into this chain space here. So rather than going into the stitch now, we're going into this loop. Grab and pull up your yarn, yarn over, double crochet, and then same again. Just do 2 on this first chain space, which is what it's called, because that, like I say, that first turning chain counts as your first one. Chain 1 as before, and then same again, but this time we're going to put 3 double crochets in here, and then 2, put more yarn there, and 3. And carry on as before, and then I'll just cut and show you a little bit about what happens when you get to the end of this second row. But pretty much you just keep on going back and forth. Alright, so then as you come to the end of this row, you keep going as normal, so missing 3 stitches and then going into the 4th until you have so you have 1, 2, 3 left. So this time all you're going to do is chain your 1 as usual. and then you're just going to yarn over, go into this last one, come in here, do your double crochet as normal, your treble, and then you're going to chain 2, and then that's how you'll finish the row, I think. You might want to do 2. So, and then when you get to the end of the second row, you're going to have this little gap here. So you're just going to do 2 double crochets in the chain space and then 1 right on the end there to finish off the row. And then you're going to chain, turn, and away you go again.